up, everyone? Welcome back to this daily cryptocurrency video. In today's video, we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin, Cardano, and Reef. The market is currently dumping right now as we are speaking, as you guys can see on the right side of my screen. Cardano, I want to speak because in a couple days we're going to have the Alonzo testnet, which means that they're essentially going to be integrated with the ERC20 token. They want to start releasing smart contract by the end of August. So we got really big news with Ethereum and Cardano right here. It's going to be massive. It's going to be big. Two big projects, and Reef because the mainnet is supposed to launch today. So let's dive into the charts real quick. Starting off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the king. He is the leader. As you guys know, Bitcoin's currently down 6.73%, which obviously leads to a whole market dump. Everything is red except for one coin, I believe, which is this one, which has which has no meaning. Anyways, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, Bitcoin is looking extremely bearish, guys. Look at that. We saw that nice little wick to the upside and got a rejection right here, which was approximately this resistance right here. So we saw a nice ugly rejection. What does that mean for next week coming in? Are we gonna see a bigger dump? Are we gonna come back and fill the gap at 24,000? Which is right here, and let me show it to you guys right here. This is the gap right here, the two green lines. We got a gap, as you guys can see. Are we gonna do that next week? It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. We do have a small little gap right here as well that we haven't filled from a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Going back into Bitcoin, let's have a look at the daily time frame right here and take the moving averages. This is the moving average on Bitcoin. Okay, we got rejected yesterday. Not only, okay, we got rejected yesterday once again. If you guys saw my video yesterday, you would understand. We got rejected not only by the green line, which was the resistance, but also the 200 moving average for the third time, guys. For the third time. Let me move the 9th moving average. For the third time. Look at that. Even 4th time. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got rejected 4 times, guys. So I said that we are very bearish, and we haven't been bearish for quite some time, actually. The last time we were below these just the regular moving average was actually right here. 22nd of April 2020, when the whole COVID dump happened. So guys, that's very bearish. Though what I can say, though, the bullish news that I could say is that we are making higher lows right here. We got a higher low. Now it depends where the daily candle closes. If the daily candle closes, I would assume above that, then we would be pretty bullish. I hope we get a nice little retrace. On Fridays we always tend to dump. I don't know why. Let's have a look on the 4-hour time frame real quick and take out the, okay, so first of all, on the 4-hour time frame, we never had a clean breakout above the 50 moving average, but let's take out the exponential moving average because they mean more to us, guys. 4-hour time frame, we also haven't had a nice little breakout above the EMA ribbon. These are the EMA ribbons right here. We haven't had a nice breakout. We had a rejection right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got approximately 8 rejections, guys, on the exponential moving average, which is very it's not a good sign on the medium term, at least. I'll tell you guys that. Wait, let me remove this. Anyways, that being said, guys, like, it's going to be very interesting. You know, Bitcoin is entering critical zones right now, and a very sensitive zone, in my opinion. And I would just not worry yet. You know, until we break the 30,000, I wouldn't worry. And even if we do that, we're probably going to go to 24,000, and I would not sell because it's not good to buy high and sell low. Don't be like that. Don't be average Joe. Just keep buying the dip. Don't be over leveraged. I said in my videos a few days ago that I wouldn't be taking any trades until we have a few confirmations. We break this level, we break the 200 moving average, and we have a clean little break above the exponential moving average. So it was 3 confirmations I wanted, and we both none of them succeeded, of course. Another thing that I want to have a look at is the head and shoulder. This was the inverse head and shoulder right here. Okay, if you have the neckline, you have the left shoulder, the head, and then the right shoulder. We got rejected right here, as you guys can see. Boom, came back down, tried to attempt another breakout. Boom, got rejected once again. So we had a nice little few rejections right here. Now all eyes are on Bitcoin right now, and you know it's just gonna drag this whole market, and we're gonna see where it's going. We're also below this small little support right here that we broke. So we had a few key supports around this area, and we broke it. So now the next zone that I'll be looking at for the 1-hour time frame would probably this area, and then if not, we're probably going to come back to 31,000, which would be very unfortunate. Anyways, that's enough for the Bitcoin update. Let's have a look on ADA Cardano. What are we doing here? So on the weekly time frame, we're actually not looking as bearish as Bitcoin on ADA Cardano. The candle actually still has some time to recover. But Bitcoin, I feel like there's no hope, you know, for this week at least. I feel like it's just going to end up really bad, at least even worse than altcoins. Right here, if I put a line right here, horizontal line. We do have some support right here. This was resistance right here, if I touch it. Here, let me draw it out for you guys. So these peaks or these wicks have been you know, resistance, and now we're actually coming back and retesting that support. So this resistance flip support, as you guys can see. So we were right here, we were knocking it down, and now we flip support, and we're essentially getting a nice little base. So what can we see from Cardano over here? Well, it's going to really depend on Bitcoin at the end of the day. We do have some, even if we have some support right here, and right here, at the end of the day, everything's going to depend on Bitcoin, but we could still try to do something on the 4-hour time frame. We did have a nice little inverse head and shoulder as well. We did break it, but unfortunately, you know, we stopped right there, and we met this resistance right here. So as you guys can see, we saw resistance, we got rejected exactly, boom. So these work, guys. These you know, TA does work. You just have to be ready. You can't be greedy all the time. You have to know when to take your profit. You see a nice little rejection right here, boom, boom. Okay, we have support right here. Make sure you take some profit, 20%, 30% profit. You don't have to take 100. You don't have to also not take nothing. Anyways, let's have a look at the moving averages real quick. So on the 4-hour time frame, we are below it, nothing too crazy. On the 1 hour, we are below it as well. We could have a look at the daily time frame right here. We are touching the 50 moving average, which is pretty nicely. Had a nice little bounce. In my opinion, if we break that and we manage to close below it, we're probably going to come back and retest the 200 moving average. 200 moving average is the 70-80 zone. It's a 70-80 cent region, so it's going to be very, very critical. We also have some support right here, as you guys can see. So in my opinion, it's going to be very interesting to see how Bitcoin performs. So and how the altcoin reacts also. Moving on to Reef. This is Reef, guys. So yes, Reef was bullish, and I was bullish also on Reef. And I did mention that I would only be bullish only if, of course, Bitcoin stays steady, essentially. So even though we have the mainnet, I believe, coming out today, we had a nice little breakout, came above. So if I put these two lines right here, we had this nice little consolidation. This was the hype right here. Then we had the nice little consolidation, came back below, popped back up, and now we came back down. So usually after we break out of a resistance, especially a strong one, we're usually going to come back, retest it before moving up. So this is not scaring me. What will scare me on Reef is probably if we essentially come back and break that. If we manage to close, I believe, below 30 cents or 3 cents, sorry, then it's going to be a different news, of course, or it's going to be a different ball game, essentially, and we probably could look for a short down there, even though I'm not going to be looking to short. But yeah, below this line right here, below this support is pretty critical. I wouldn't want Reef to do that. No one would want Reef to do that. Let's have a look on the 4-hour time frame, shorter time frame right here. So I mean, yeah, the trend is your friend until it bends. That's what they say, right? And essentially this was the trend right here. We were in a small, we saw a few bounces, 2 bounces, and we actually broke it. Of course, why did we break it? Because Bitcoin is dumping, nothing too crazy. But we are getting supported right now by that support still, so we still got some hope. In my opinion, we're probably going to see a nice little bounce tomorrow on Saturday, because Bitcoin tends to bounce on Saturdays after, you know, Fridays they crash. In the past few weeks, Bitcoin has been crashing on Fridays, so nothing new. I would say 8 out of 10 times, 8 out of the last 10 times, we saw a nice little dump on Fridays. It's the weekend. People want to take their money out. People want to have fun. Anyways, guys, nothing too crazy in this update. If you guys like this video, of course, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow.